Oh, hello there. Hi. How are we today? Long time no see, long time no film. I have been on a roller coaster of life recently, and so I once again got behind. Literally every time I try and catch up, life gets in the way. So here we are. I will just keep trucking along and doing my best. Excuse my nails. You will see in the latter part of this video I have taken off the nail polish. Didn't really work because it was black nail polish, but I am going to get them done this weekend. I just started repainting my nails though. However, I am going to an event, so I wanted mine nicely painted. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You guys won't even see it for a while. Anywho, this is for the week of September 30th through October 6th. We are finally into the final quarter of 2024. I am really torn between pulling stickers for the rest of the year. To be fair, I have until the middle of December. I just got bored of pulling stickers. Or do I film? And I was like, you know what? I just want to film. And because in the prior week, my Dash of Sun Designs kit, for that week I had gone straight across, I decided on this week that I was going to do a stagger. I keep going back and I keep looking. I really do prefer straight across. I just like the look of it better. But, you know, I think, yeah, I did 3 weeks in a row of straight across, and then I did a stagger, and then I did straight across. I feel like it just physically feels like in this planner better to do a mix between straight across and staggered. Do you have a preference in your planner? Tell me in the comments down below. I'd love to know. I kind of fell off the train of watching planner videos, and then my favorite planner, Lindsay Morgan Plans, came back. And I've kind of been into them again. So let me know down below if there's any channels that you watch, like what you watch. I'm so curious. I have no idea. I feel very out of the loop. I am taking a very, very short amount of time. My husband has just taken the children to the special store. It's a special bakery. They put out Easter stuff. It's a Ukrainian bakery in the Etobicoke region of southwestern Ontario. And it's about 40 minutes away from my home, and it's an Easter tradition. His father did it with his father, my husband did it with his dad, and now the kids are doing it with him, and they get special bread called pashka. So it is Easter this weekend. If you wanted to know when I'm filming, it is currently April the 18th. I am currently actually doing voiceovers for things that I filmed. I'm filmed up to the 13th of October. I just want to see how much I can get done today. Instead of doing what I normally do, which is like batch film and then just do the voiceovers in batches, I just wanted to see if I could get a video up sooner rather than later. I don't know. You know, nothing's been working for me. I've really lacked consistency in my planning, and I really hate that. Like, it makes me very anxious. So I am going to try and be more on top of it, is really what it boils down to. Anyway, as you can see, instead of using the today's headers, I went ahead and I used both of the glitter headers. I just didn't feel the need to use the headers, the to-do headers rather. However, I love the font. Oh my goodness, sorry for the tangent, but if you have not seen, Christy has gone and released a new font in her shop, and the sheets are mini sizes. So I feel like they're a lot more, like there's an appetite for it because you don't get as many per sheet. So you've got a lot more chances to be like, to use it up and like use something different, so you don't feel obligated to use the same font for everything. Now, I love her twirly font, but this new font is called, I think, font 7, and I want to say it's called Abigail. I can't remember. Anyway, oh my stinking God, it is the prettiest thing in the world, and if the new kits have it, I'm going to lose my mind. It is so stinking nice. So, I used 2 habit trackers, couldn't figure out what I wanted to do for the sidebar because instead of, you know, using the glitter headers like I normally do, I forewent my to-dos, and I don't find a reading a to-do, it's just a reading. So I pulled in this old shop. I think she's actually reopening soon, which is going to be wild if she does, called Blush Row. And these, oh my God, these cute little boxes are so nice, and they're so neutral. They're so easy to use. Very, very glad that I have them. So I think we're now into the day by day, which will be really, really nice. So on Monday, I worked in the office and I used a sticker that is not available in Sweet Tea Sticker Co. anymore. She hasn't been for like 4 years now, I want to say. Her name is Gracie. I've been hoarding her. I think she was one of the last ones that I had. Then I struggled with the sticker for a while and I used a squish is not okay to note that I had no sleep. My kid for 6 weeks slept until like 7:30 or 6:37, and we're back to the between 4 and 5 a.m. wake ups. And I'm telling you right now, it is so hard to go back. It is so hard to go back. Anyway, I used I don't know what his name is, from Fox and Cactus to note that my husband did the laundry. And then I used a Coffee Monsterz Co. emoji. After work and school that day, I was reading with my big kid, which we love to do. It's really fun. He had library. He loves library. He doesn't love going to our library, but he loves library in a school context, which is nice. Then after that, we played outside for an hour. We played soccer. It was really fun. And then after the kids went to bed, I called my buddy Kyle and we talked about some drama with our fantasy hockey league and some of the members. And then I went to bed earlier that night, and that cute, cute, cute little yawn sticker is from a squish from Fox and Cactus. On Tuesday, I used the same Gracie to note that I worked in office again. She really looks like me with the hair up in a bun, glasses, laptop, all the whole thing. So she does look like me. Then my husband's new shift started at work, and he went from being available from 3 p.m. onward to me doing dinner, bath, and bed by myself. And such is the nature of union work and shift work within a facility, a government facility. They do layoffs and then you lose seniority. It's a whole thing. So that In a Pickle sticker is from Paper and Milk Maru. And then my in-laws came over to help watch the kids for a little bit after school. That was great. And I used a Mom Boss sticker from the Coffee Monsterz Co. just to note that I did bed, bath, alone. And then after they went to bed, I worked out, and I love that squat booty sticker from the Coffee Monsterz Co. It's my favorite. I pulled in an icon from the kit. I got Happy Mail from the Prairie Planner. And then I bought tickets on this night to the Iron Flame midnight release. Oh, that was so much fun. On Wednesday, I used a Paper and Milk Maru to note that I work from home. And then another squish is not okay to note another night of no sleep. Really, it all caught up to me. If you wonder why my mental health was bad, my mental health is strongly tied to sleep. Then I used the checkboard from the kit to note that I budgeted on Wednesday, which was really nice. And then I used, just to take up some space, I used the squish with the Bujo but I put it in the middle of that half box. I like how that turned out. Just to note that I set up my Bujo on this day. I don't show that on my channel anymore. I can hardly keep up with my regular videos. I can't do Bujo videos too. But if that is something you would like to see when I theoretically catch up one day, let me know. I did a lunchtime walk, so I used Olivia from Sweet Tea Sticker Co. And then I did party invites for my littlest with a Coffee Monsterz Co. pen. And then I used the filming slate. I used a ton of leftovers, which was really nice to do, to film May 20th through 26th, so consistently 6 months behind. On Thursday and Friday, I used a Maru to note that I worked from home. And then I used Stick with the Plan Co., the Squidge, I think it's called, to note that my little guy wanted to use the potty and then use the potty, which was really exciting. Then on, I had to set up pre-authorized payments. Apparently, I don't know what that's for. I didn't mark what it was for, but I did it. So there you go. And then on lunch that day, I walked over to Shoppers. I had to pick up something. And then I used another Paper and Milk Maru with a pencil to note that I wrote thank you cards for the teachers. My littlest moved from his baby room up into the next room up. And then I used a laptop icon from the kit to note that I did my fantasy draft for hockey on this night. It was at 9 p.m. So then I ended up staying up way, 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 way too late after that. and it only took I think it only took 45 minutes. I could have gone to bed on time. On the Friday, as I mentioned, I already did the work from home, but then I did daycare drop off for my littlest in the morning. My husband dropped off my son, which was really, really nice. And then we did groceries. I don't know. And then I did laundry. And then that day I also went for a lunchtime walk. Look at me, how proactive I was. I really was deep in my depression. And I used a Fox and Cactus Girl just to know that I went on the walk. And then that evening, I got 2 orders from Sweetie Sticker Co. They arrived in the mail, so that was nice. And I used a Olivia from Sweetie Sticker Co. to mark that. Ooh, that lunchtime walk is crooked. It does not look crooked when I'm looking at it on the page now. So it sucks that it really does look that crooked on camera. But it doesn't look it on the page. That's weird. Interesting. Then that evening I filmed the October kit lineup. And if you wanted to know, if you look up that film font, that's the twirly font that I love from Sweetie Sticker Co. But her new font is kind of twirly, but also daintier. It's really nice. Then on Saturday, I used a garlic that Sweetie Sticker Co. had created for me herself, and I prepped garlic for my garden for planting with my big guy. Then I used another paper and milk maru and an add fertilizer script. We added manure, and then we planted the garlic. Then we walked to the bakery. I don't know why, and we played more soccer outside this day, which was really fun. We went over to Indigo to get some Jellycat stuff. For a birthday present for my friend. And then I was very confused. I have an extra sticker on my sheet. I don't know where it came from. I'm very worried that it came from a different page, but we'll see. And then that day I used just a Coffee Monsterz Co. with the witch's hat. You can't get that in the shop. It was part of her original subscription. The first one that ever released. Just to note that I started decorating for Halloween. And then that night, another Coffee Monsterz Co. icon to note that it was really bad bedtime for my big guy. He really, really, really missed his dad. The new shift's very hard. On Sunday, spacing not great on Sunday, but on Sunday I started out. We went to Walmart to get diapers, and that was the only thing that we got. Then we went to the zoo, and we went from 9:30 till 11:45, and I used the Stick with a Plan Co. little zoo icon. I'm so happy to finally have one of those. Then we went to this fantastic joint called All of That. I had to pick up new balsamic and new olive oil. If you are in the Durham region, you really should check them out. Then I used a laundry, folding laundry, just to note that we did laundry on this day. And then I used the laundry basket and hamper, just to note that I rotated seasonal clothing. And that was my entire spread. I really, really enjoyed planning this full week. I really hope you enjoyed it. I cannot wait to see you in the next one. And I hope that you are all staying safe and well. Toodles, friends!